Hey, I'm Joey, and this is my video demonstrating how I solved Melinda's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. This is a four-dimensional Rubik's Cube puzzle, very similar to the three-dimensional 2 by 2, but in four dimensions. How is this possible? To make a four-dimensional puzzle in three dimensions? Well, it's complicated, and there's lots of other videos on the internet that will explain this, so I'm not going to explain it. Um, uh, I will just say, well, I'll link to some of those videos in the description. But um, I've come to this puzzle with almost no prior knowledge of how to solve it. I don't have any prior experience with Melinda and Don's Magic Cube 4D, so I've never even really played around with any sort of hypercube puzzles before. I do have a lot of experience solving other twisty puzzles in three dimensions, so I'm bringing that experience to bear here. Um, I have not watched any tutorials on how to solve this. I haven't watched anyone else's solutions to it, so really I've kind of come up with my own solution based on what I know of lower dimension puzzles to try to solve this in four dimensions. I'm actually really excited that I'm finally recording this because I'm going to finally get to go and watch other people's videos and tutorials and see how similar my solution is to theirs. Yeah, anyway, the videos that I have watched are the important ones, things that I need to know in order to solve it. How to do the gyro move, what are the canonical moves, what are the legal moves. I've watched all those videos. I've watched quite a bit about this puzzle, so I think I have a good enough understanding of it to solve it. So let's go ahead and scramble it. I'm scrambling it according to a method that Melinda shows in one of her videos, where she does a short restacking and then a restacks the long way, and then she just arbitrarily rolls these. If you're hearing paper in the background, it's my kittens playing, so sorry about that. Short restacking, long way restacking, and then arbitrarily move these guys. Short stack, long stack. It's starting to look pretty scrambled. I'll mess it up. I actually have a slightly different method for how I scramble it, which if I do a couple solves, I'll show you how I scramble it. I wanted this first one, I wanted there to be no dispute on the validity of this first one. So I think the only really important rule when you're scrambling is not to like pop out one QB and twist it. That'll make it an invalid scramble. As long as you're moving whole blocks of pieces together, I think you're pretty safe. Okay, this looks pretty scrambled to me. So the way that I start this out is I try to gyro the puzzle so that there is no yellow or white on any of the corner stickers. So here's a white one on the corner sticker. That's bad. Here's another white one on a corner sticker. That's bad. So what I'm going to try to do is actually move the whites and yellows so that I can have like sides like this where there are no white and yellow. So there's yellow on this side. So I don't know. Now there's white on there. I don't know, it's just kind of trial and error the way that I do this. I could actually move this down here, and then I have two on this one. And I just need to get that on this other one now. Jeez, how am I going to do this? So close. Of course, this is not going to work out while I'm trying to record a video. Um, what I could try to do is swap this out here. That preserves this, but now maybe I have a different case up here. Yeah, okay. So just kind of by trial and error, I've gotten it to the point where there are no whites and yellows here or here, and there are no whites and yellows here or here. So now I'm going to gyro the puzzle to bring those to the outside. Hey, how you doing? Are you going to stick around for my video? Yeah? This is Nutmeg. The cats are being crazy. Come here, Squishy. Come on up here. Oh, maybe she'll stick around. Okay, so now I've got whites and yellows. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness gracious. What did she just do? She saw me moving on the screen and she had to attack. They are in a mood right now. Okay, well. Okay, so all the whites and yellows are now on middles, and so what I want to do is orient them all. So I want to put white and yellow together. So there's two white pieces together. I can move. And you'll notice my method is kind of, I really like to use this middle slice. So if I need to do, like, normally looking at this cube in isolation, like this would just be an R move to move that up, right? But I can't do that. You're not allowed to do, that's not a valid move on the four-dimensional puzzle. So I just stick the R side down into the middle, and I use the middle slice to move it up. So you'll see me do that a lot, where I'll reorient the top one so that I can do algorithms. So like if I needed to do a T-perm with R and U moves, well, you'll see me do it a lot more during the solve. So this last white one is here, so I'm gonna this is all kind of intuitive stuff. This is how you would solve like the first layer of a normal 2x2, how you would orient the first layer. Move this part down, scoot this guy over, and now scoot them back up together. Okay, so I've oriented one side, and now I'm going to orient the other white side. Hopefully that can, yeah, mess up the other side. Okay. Okay, so now I've oriented this side. So now that these guys are both oriented, I'm going to gyro the puzzle again to get those out of my way, so that I can, so that I can quickly orient the yellow side. So ideally, I would have no yellows inside here. What I could do is put the whites together, and then try to change this side so that there are two sections here with no yellows on them. So we can actually start to solve, or orient at least, the yellow side. And hopefully we can get it to a state where, yeah, I think we've done it. Nope, we did not do it. Well, here's Mr. Squishy Man. Oh, you're still playful. Okay. Well, we've managed to orient the yellow. But here we have a situation where there's no yellows in here and there's no yellows in here. Now, why wouldn't I just go ahead and orient? Well, actually, I could just go ahead and orient the yellow side, because that's actually an OLL case I know how to do. Let me demonstrate my whole method, though, because normally what I would do next is, with no yellows in here, I would go ahead and gyro the puzzle with white on the inside and the outside, so that now the white ones are out here and they can't be disturbed. And in fact, I would even want 4 of them to be on one side and 4 on the other side, so I can stick them together. And then I can orient the yellow side very easily. Um, in fact, I'm going to start with these two that are already up. Basically, without gyroing the puzzle, there's nothing you can do to change where these white pieces are. You can twist these corners clockwise and counterclockwise, but you can never change what's out here on the corner without gyroing. And so it makes it super nice. Like those pieces are undisturbable, unperturbable. So I'll go ahead and start with this block and just build. Let me see, I should have kept that where it was. Put that guy together. Move this guy up. Okay, so now I've got the two yellow faces oriented. So now what I want to do is gyro the puzzle one more time, but with nothing on the inside and outside. And it's not actually going to be one more time, it's going to be two more times. Okay, now sometimes I end up with this situation where everybody is split up, which is fine. You can usually just fix it. How do I do that? This happened to me last time. How do I do this? Is it like that? No. Maybe it's like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now all the whites and yellows are together, and I can, I mean, the right way to do this is actually to put yellow and white each on each side, and now put like the white faces together or put the yellow faces together. And now when I gyro this one last time, I will end up with white and yellow on the outside, which I guess, like, the way this actually represents a 4D puzzle, technically white and yellow are like the top and the bottom, because this face is the outside cube and the inside cube. So I keep calling these on the outside, but really it's just on the outside of each cubey where they can't be twisted. Okay, so now I'm just going to start solving each of these as if they were an individual 2x2. So I've already got this little block here, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and start building on that block. We can move another orange piece up, and then this orange piece, whoops, doesn't go there. Okay, so that is the orange face done, and they've all been permuted into the right places. So let's take a look at what we have over here for red. So red is here, 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 and here. This is a valid OLO case. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't get a valid OLO case, because then I can show you how I deal with that. But this is a valid OLO case. And because I have a valid OLO case here, that means I'm guaranteed, I think, I've never had it happen, I'm guaranteed to have a valid OLO case on the other side. So let's start solving the other side. I'm looking for any kind of blocks that I can start with. There aren't really any blocks I could move. So I want to keep either the solved face or the unsolved face up, so that when I move this one back and forth, it doesn't mess up the bottom cube now. So I can move this guy here and then move him up. Okay, so now I have a block here that I'm starting to build. I can move this guy up. So now I've got 3 of them done. And then this guy's going to be tricky. But again, this is still just sort of intuitive, like just building one face. Okay. Oops, now I've got... haven't gotten to any algorithms yet. Okay, so I've finished this face and everything's permuted correctly. So we should have, so this is purple, we're looking at pink over here, and this is a valid OLO case for pink as well. So we have a valid OLO case over here, we have a valid OLO case over here. If they're the same OLO case, there's kind of a neat trick for solving them together. but they're different OLL cases, so I'll have to deal with them separately. Okay, so this one is, okay, now here's where you'll see me, I'm doing an algorithm, so you'll see me reorienting the top face a lot, but then using nothing but middle slices to actually do the alg. So this one starts with R2 and then a U prime. That's not right. I did it wrong. I did the alg wrong. Okay, the alg I want to do, I have muscle memory for all these algs, so I have the OLL pieces are here and here, and then on the ends. So it's an R move, and then a U2, and then R2 U prime, R2 U prime, R2 U2 R prime. R2? Okay. R U2. R2 U prime, R2 U prime, R2 U2 R. Okay, so now we've got OLL on the top, OLL on the bottom. Now this is a T-perm. I need to swap these two pieces on the top to finish PLL, but I'm going to leave that for a sec, and I'm going to go to solve this side. So now we have a different OLL case here, and this is the... I messed that up. Now I got to solve it. Okay, the OLL case we actually have is this one. 2 up and 2 out like this. 2 up and 2 out like this. So the way we solve that is a sexy move and then a sledge. Yeah. Okay, so a sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime, and then a sledge, R prime, F, R, F prime. Okay, so now I have OLL on the top and OLL on the bottom, and it just so happens we have 2 T-perms. Okay, so now what I like to do, because I know Ortega PBL on here, so technically that's what I have right now. Yeah, I have 2 bars here, and so I need to do a T-perm here and a T-perm here, but I know the Ortega PBL algorithm that fixes those at the same time, and so what we can do is bring the top of this one and the top of this one together onto one QB. So like that, no, like that. And now I have a bar up here and a bar here. So I need to get those bars together. So now the 2 bars are together. So I need to T-perm these and I need to T-perm these. And so I'm going to do the Ortega PBL algorithm that fixes this. So it's an R2 and then a U prime, R2 U prime, and then a B2 U2 R2. So I need to do B2 U2 R2, and then it's a U prime R2, U prime R2. I find it hard to, like, the muscle memory. I can't do the finger tricks on this magnetic puzzle, and so I keep this one handy so I can, like, remind myself of what the algs are, because I know I'll have all the muscle memory for it. But now, if I put these back so that yellow is together with yellow and white is together with white, I have solved the puzzle. Sometimes it involves one more, like, middle slice turn, but that just happened to work out. So, yeah. That is the puzzle solved. All right, let's do it again. So here's how I scramble it. And I think this is a valid method of scrambling, but you tell me. I will do sort of a random combination. Sometimes I'll do the long way, but then I like to, even when it's in this invalid sort of inverted state, I like to pop these apart and do this, like jumble them up and then put them back together. And then I'll do maybe a stack, pull them apart, jumble them up. Maybe I'll do another stack, pull them apart, jumble them up. maybe I'll even do another stack and pull them apart and jumble them up. I think it's valid to do any combination of these. I've never ended up with the puzzle in an invalid state from doing it this way. So I don't know if it's right or weird, but that's how I've been scrambling it, and it hasn't really given me any trouble. And I think it's quicker. It's even quicker. Like, it gets more scrambled even quicker. Okay, as long as the last move you do, puts it back into the correct state. I mean, you can see if it's inverted because it'll have these X shapes, as long as the last move puts it back into a sort of the normal state. I think, as long as I haven't, again, popped out a QB and twisted it, I think this is a valid position for the puzzle. So, all right, what can we do on this one? So I've got several white pieces on the outside. I wonder if we could actually preserve those and keep them on the outside. And just solve the rest of them. So it's this guy. Okay, so now I have this guy, and I have these guys. So I could try to gyro this. Just gyro it with no whites on the outside. Whoops. Okay, and then put the whites back together. Oh my goodness. How do I put the whites back together? And then I could just, let's do it like this. Boop, boop, and then boop, boop. All right, now all the whites are together. And we got lucky, we don't have any yellows on the inside, so I'm gonna go ahead and gyro it. And now we solve yellow, and it's much more helpful to have the yellows split. So now I can just start building. Oops, did I do that? I did do that. Hang on. I do want to be very careful to have the bottom side so that it's like this. Actually, I don't know if that really matters. Hey, cats! You're bumping my camera. Okay, where's the other yellow piece? Oh, it's down there. Should be on the side now. Goes on this side. Okay, so yellow's fixed. Now I want to fix yellow on this side, which I could start with this block, might be easier. And now this guy goes here. Okay, so now yellow's all together. So now, put these like this and gyro it, and I will end up gyroing it one more time after this. I keep ending up with these guys like all wonky. So that brings yellow back together. Oh, and I can bring white back together with one of these. Okay, so white is here, yellow is here. Again, we probably want to put yellow and white together on their QB. And then gyro it one last time, and that is the last time we will need to gyro it. Now they're all on the outside. Now we start building. Notice this block right away. So I'm gonna start to build Yeah, start to build the orange side. Okay, and I've now built the orange side, so now we want to look at this and at the reds. Again, we got an OLO case that's valid. So if you don't get a valid OLO case, right at this point, what I do is I move this guy to the bottom, and I pull one out and put it back in such a way that I create a valid OLO case. That's how I fix that. So but this is a valid OLO case, so I'll just leave it alone, and I'll start to solve this side. Once again, I'm noticing a couple blocks, but they're not correct. Good grief. Okay, starting to build either the blue or the red side. And it looks like blue is probably going to be easier to build. Okay, blue is built, and I should end up with a green, an OLO case that's valid on green, and I have. So solve that one first. Sexy move, followed by a sledge, R prime, F, R, F prime. Okay, so now we have a Y, no, that's a T perm still. We have a T perm on the top. And the red one is that one that the pile case, R, U prime, U2, excuse me. R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. Okay, and that solved the top. So I got a PLL skip on the top. So I just have to do a T perm on the bottom. So this is just a T perm. Okay, so T-perm should have fixed the top, and it looks like just a single twist of the middle is going to solve it. There is a stupid case where you end up with, let's go ahead and solve it, just there. There is a stupid case where you end up with a end cap twisted either once or twice, and I hate that case when I get it. But the way that you solve that is by doing a combination of T-perms to like swap. So like if you swap these two, and then swap these two, and then swap these two, right? You'll notice that's like twisting an end cap. So you just gotta think a little bit into it, like, okay, which of these can I swap to just twist the end cap, right? And I believe if T-perms, any number of T-perms will always keep the bottom preserved because you do the same number of twists clockwise and counterclockwise. So you'll always end up with the bottom preserved. So yeah, that's how I fixed that case. I'm really glad I didn't get that case. But before I made this video, my whole goal was like, I need to solve this thing umpteen times so that I know how to deal with all of the weird edge cases, right? And the first couple times I had a single end cap twisted, I thought, oh no, I've managed to make an invalid move somewhere along the way, and I've put the cube in an invalid state. But no, that is a valid state. It just, requires a little bit of intuition to solve it. So I think I have before, though, ended up with like one corner twisted, and I don't know if that's a valid state or not. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully I have demonstrated an interesting, albeit kind of a beginner's method. I'm sure people have come up with crazier, more advanced ways of doing it, quicker ways to do it. I know people are speed solving these, so there must be some version of CFOP or something new that someone's invented. So, but hopefully I've sufficiently demonstrated I know how to deal with the edge cases when I see them, and that I'm capable of solving it, albeit a little slow. So, yeah, thank you, Melinda, for inventing this thing. I think it's fantastic. It's so much fun to play with. It's just such a satisfying, even just all the magnets, just makes it a fun, satisfying fidget toy. But yeah, I'm really enjoying playing with it. So yeah. All right. Thanks. See y'all later.